In this study, we introduce hybrid maps and compare reading through them with Novakian knowledge models. Past research has reported that concept maps are helpful for communicating ideas to readers. In this study, we refer to concept maps as they were defined by Novak and Kanyas. Novakian concept maps have two building blocks, concepts or nodes, and relations or links that visually connect them in a top-down hierarchical structure. Novak and Kanyas recommend including only a few words in each node and making each concept map small enough to answer a single focused question. As concept maps grow, they become less readable. To reduce the complexity, Kanyas et al. Introduced Knowledge Model, which consists of multiple concept maps, each in a single page, where any node in any concept map can hyperlink to another concept map. Typically, a single concept map communicates content that might be shared in a single paragraph of linear text. What if we can combine the benefits of linear text and concept maps into a new model? We call it hybrid map, where instead of having many small nodes and links, we only visualize the relations between paragraphs in a single page. This way, we bring the benefits of linear and nonlinear representation together. We designed 5 research questions to compare the impact of reading through Novakian knowledge models with their corresponding hybrid maps on college-level course content on perceived readability, perceived learnability, inferential recognition, factual recognition, and free recall. We conducted an online within-subject controlled experiment on 419 college students from 71 schools in the United States. Text passages were represented both as knowledge models and as hybrid maps, and each subject interacted with 2 passages, one in each representation. We designed a randomized process that counterbalances for potential ordering effects. For each participant, we randomly chose their first passage from 9 passages. From the remaining 8 passages, we randomly chose their second passage. Then we randomized whether the first passage would be represented as a hybrid map or a knowledge model. The other passage was then presented using the other representation. In the first session, each participant goes through a sample passage to get familiar with the format and navigation tools. The participant answers multiple choice questions about the passage that they are going to read as the pretest of their prior knowledge. Then the actual passage is loaded for them to read and they answer the same multiple choice questions. We call this the recognition test. After having a short break, the participant goes through another sample passage in the other knowledge representation condition. They answer the pretest questions and then answer the same questions while reading the second passage in the other condition. After a short break, they write their open-ended feedback about the readability and learnability of each condition. Then they write down what they have learned from each passage as a free recall test. The second and third sessions are different than the first session in several ways. The participants do not see or read any passages, and they answer free recall questions before answering multiple choice questions. We give participants the same recognition and recall test to compare the effects of the 2 conditions on retaining the content learned. At the end of the third session, participants' grades were revealed before they gave their qualitative feedback. Figure 6 illustrates that immediately after reading the 2 passages, 265 participants chose hybrid maps and 117 chose knowledge models as easier to read. Our exact binomial test significantly rejects the null hypothesis of an even split in preferences. Results were similar 3 and 7 days later. Similarly, as seen in Figure 7, in all 3 sessions, participants found hybrid maps more helpful for their academic learning than knowledge models. We conducted mixed effects regression models to predict probabilities of correctly answering inferential and factual questions. Pairwise comparisons of the results revealed that in all 3 sessions, participants who read the hybrid map correctly answered inferential and factual questions significantly more than those who read the knowledge models. Also, in all 3 sessions, participants recalled significantly more after reading the hybrid map than a knowledge model. Thematic analysis. Participants provided more than 2,000 responses to reading and learnability feedback questions, and through thematic analysis using grounded theory, we ultimately found 26 codes, which were later grouped into 5 more general themes. Our thematic analysis found features that were favored by participants in each condition. For hybrid maps, participants favored single-page map, no hyperlinks, left-to-right orientation, complete sentences in contrast to choppy propositions, more detail and better flow of narrative passages, and fewer nodes and linkages. For knowledge models, participants favored brevity, better shows causal relations in informational passages, and easier to find key information to answer multiple choice questions. The design recommendations based on our qualitative analysis can be found in our paper.